Hello guys, hope you and your families are doing well. Jack Corsellis here. So the recent IBD 50 list setups video thing that I did was very well received. Thank you very much for the feedback. There's another list that I like looking at, which is the IBD New America. So this list can contain many of the newer and innovative companies. So I'm going to be showing you some that I'm keeping an eye on over the coming weeks to develop some setups. There's around about 4 or 5 of them. Now I will chuck in a couple of other stocks which are not on this list, but ones that I'm keeping an eye on and tick many of those can slim boxes. So hopefully you're enjoying videos like this. If you do, then please do press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If there's any stocks that you are watching and you'd like me to cover in future videos, then please do comment them down below. And with all of that being said, MarketSmith are the sponsor of this video. I'm using their charts. If you're interested, there's a discounted trial available in the comments below. So let's get on into it. The first one up here, this is ACLS. Now we'll start off from a technical standpoint, and then I'll talk about the couple of fundamentals. So we know it's still a fairly difficult market following the kind of cooling off of the CPI print. The market's been acting better. Individual stocks have been acting better as well. So really on the hunt for setups, especially if they're displaying a lot of relative strength, and tip many of the cancelling boxes as well. So this one here, this is ACLS, semiconductor related stocks. Really good estimates coming through with revisions up, consistency of the earnings, the sales, the margins, so on and so forth, and we can start to see a very nice move that is unfolding here. Now clearly the stock on a short-term basis is extended, but I like the volume that's coming through. So for me, this is one on the radar. There's been some strong closes, but I need to see the 10 EMA, which is this pink line, at a minimum catch up, and then what I call a trigger bar form. So you can see there's likely to be some overhead resistance as we start getting into the top of this base in the high 70s, $80 area. So it'd be perfectly healthy if the stock can just consolidate sideways for a week, couple of weeks or so like this, tighten up around the 10 EMA at a minimum, maybe the 21 EMA is there, but that is one that I'm keeping an eye on. Next one up is First Solar. If you haven't watched, I don't normally talk about other people on the YouTube channel, but Tony Seba I think is very, very interesting, especially how he thinks in terms of the future. He's got some really good videos on energy disruption that is going to happen, is happening now, but certainly going to happen over the next 5 years, decade or so. I'd encourage you to watch those videos and understand the future of what energy is going to look like and the disruption that that solar is going to be playing a part in that. So solar stocks are high on my radar. First Solar, I'm actually long this stock from this pivot breakout, low pivot down here on the earnings, but I am watching for it to tighten back up again, and then I can look to add back. So free roll to trade, but if it sets up again, it's showing excellent relative strength. It's the leader in the solar space currently from a technical perspective. Likes of Enphase Energy are very strong as well, but First Solar technically looks very strong. If it can just tighten back up in here, then I'll be looking to add back to my position. But this is one well and truly on my radar. Fantastic RS lines versus the market versus the industry group. Next one up is a biotech related stock that actually has earnings coming through, which are nice. Now something that I like to do, which is a little bit more of kind of a nuance, is look at what are the smarter operators in the market doing. Okay, so you can see there are higher quality growth funds. There's 4 of them involved in this company. MarketSmith has a total of 20 higher quality growth funds. So you have 4 of them invested here, and then we can see what are they doing in terms of their position. Are they decreasing? Are they staying flat? Are they increasing their position? So Tony Rowe Price has actually been increasing their position for the last 3 quarters, and Fidelity have come in Q3 of 2022 establish a position. Now a common thing that you will see Fidelity do is then adding to their position in subsequent quarters. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if when we get the data for Q4 of 2022, the likes of Fidelity have potentially added to their position as well. Now what I like is the positive reaction to the 2 most recent earnings reports. You can see that on volume as well. Now clearly the stock is extended on a short-term basis. This is one of the things with the market acting better after the CPI report. A lot of stocks have acted in a positive manner, but now it's a case of, okay, we've had the positivity, had signs that there is demand there. Can we now get the contraction in price, the cooling off period, and those kind of very tight range bars come in, that trigger bar coming exactly where I'd like to sit. So this is one short-term extended, but if this can go sideways for another 1 or 2 weeks in here, something like that, that could look very interesting to me. PWR is the next one. So this one here, building heavy construction industry group, steady Eddie in terms of the earnings per share, just growing year over year. Estimates are good for the next couple of years and the revisions and forward guidance are up. Bit of VCP action going on in this one. You can start to see how the stock is building these higher lows. RS lines generally turning up as well versus the market versus the group. Steady Eddie with the earnings, the sales and the margins as well. You could also look at this on a shorter term basis as a bit of a cup and handle pattern developing. Pivot likely to be in the high 140s, 150-ish. You can see that the 10 EMA is there as well, but it's slightly wedging up here. So this is one on the radar, just needs to go sideways, tighten up a little bit more, and you can start to see how a potential cup and handle pattern is building in the context potentially of a larger VCP. So that one there looks fairly interesting. I then got another one here. This one is ticker 4, so Shift4 Payments. Now, what is quite interesting here is you're starting to see a overall positive reaction to the prior to earnings report. Certainly on this one here, this one sells off, quickly rebounds. Now, you may look at this and go, well, hang on a minute, stock's in a downtrend. Well, I would say it's looking to transition out of a phase 4 decline. So this is Wyckoff and Stan Weinstein kind of price cycle, stage analysis stuff. So this is clearly a stage 4 downtrend, okay? Phase 4 decline, but then eventually the stock transitions into a phase 1 accumulation base before the stage 2 uptrend. So if you've read Minervini's books, O'Neill's books, so on and so forth, they're obviously focusing in the context of stocks already in a stage 2 uptrend. But for Shift4 Payments is starting to reclaim its 200 SMA. See how it kind of bumps up here and then it goes bump, 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 and this time it's really trying to get through good volume as well. You can see that the earnings are there, the sales are there, really good estimates, 2022 plus 204% with the revisions up, and then 2023 plus 50% with the revisions up as well. So this is looking like it's trying to build this phase 1 base, starts to build a higher low. So if I draw that was a terrible one, wasn't it? But trying to make that transition from phase 1 into phase 2. Now clearly on a short-term basis the stocks run up pretty darn quickly here, but if it can just pull back in, we've got a clustering of key moving averages there as TC2000 yells at me over there. If this can just tighten up a little bit more, drew that badly as well, that all looks a little bit skew, but if it can just tighten up a little bit more around some of those key moving averages, trigger bars are what I look for, really tight bar, preferably sat on one or more key moving averages with the volume below the average for the period. Usually I use a 30 bar average, whether that's weekly, daily, or the hourly. That is what I will be looking for, so I can go in with fairly tight risk. Now, if you made it this far, I'm going to show you a couple more stocks I'm keeping an eye on. So these aren't in the IBD New America list, but these ones here, really strong stocks. GFS is one that I'm looking at, starting to power up here. Now this may form a cup and handle type pattern. It just needs to cool off a little bit here in a potential handle, let the 10 catch up, but GFS is one I'm keeping a close eye on. Phase NG, solar stock, a little bit choppy at the minute. The volatility needs to come down, but solar I think is really strong. Can this just tighten up around $300? AEHR, this stock here is very strong. I'm a little bit surprised this one's not on kind of the IBD New America, but hey ho. Smaller company in terms of the market cap, only just under 700 million at present, but really strong stock. RS lines are there. This stock is just powering up. It's been a difficult one to get in. It trended really well here in 2020. See how tight it gets here? So you know when I blabber on about trigger bars and stuff like that in these videos, do you see how tight the price action gets here? And it's just sat on the 1021 EMA after making a big stock. TC2000 is actually beeping me about GFS, which is a stock we just looked at, taking through some price targets. I must have sat on it. Hey ho. So look at this here. See how the volume dries down here? See how you get these multiple tight candlesticks? These are tight range bars, trigger bars, low relative volume, sitting there 1021 EMA after the stock makes a big move. That is what I'm looking for. So stock is powering up here. It just needs to tighten up in here. Clearly short term extended. I know that. I'm waiting and watching for a setup to form, and then let's finish off with a biotech stock. So this one here, this one's interesting. I believe from memory it's antidepressant related, so it's a global market for their product as well. So this stock here, nice move, okay, on volume coming through, pulls back down. Yes, it's volatile. It's a biotech. It's going to be volatile, guys. So it's finding support on the 10 EMA here. Nice shake out demand tail coming through today. So it may form a low pivot around $60-ish. Just needs a little bit more work in here. Can it just tighten up? A little bit more work. Maybe the 21 plays catch up in there as well. So we're looking for tightness in price, looking for the volume to come down as well. But this one here could be an explosive one, acting well in the face of a fairly weak market, albeit the market is looking a little bit better over the past couple of sessions. So that's it, guys. I will wrap it up there. Hopefully you have enjoyed that video. Any stocks you are looking at or you'd like me to cover in future videos, please do comment them down below. I can hardly speak at the end of this video, so I'm now rambling. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.